Hopeson for higher GC News. Mema Obibia Akwaba. Ahadie latest and hot news and kwa era mede bremo. Anuti se unyan subscribe to channel dia bomodi ase wo be subscribe. De obaya na se obe click the subscribe button no. Na wa bele notification no. We na sa video fufuru bia be upload no. We the first person I want sa ebe kan asa video. Afi ubia na wa like video no give us a thumbs up na afi share ma Ato Forson na wenye bi hwe na wo hu ensem akoso e wo Ghana memo hanom. Afi yembura ye ensemo abeto yepno so eye Ivan che innocent or chena ju fan sembebre hu ene de wenya Akufo Addo ne Bawumia eye Ivan edi ensemo tuja wo to bi mane eye Akufo Addo ne Bawumia na wabrobro ensembebre so yekọ ententemara yenkutie ensema ye Ivan che innocent edi tuja fa ye Akufo Addo ne Bawumia intino
a country called Ghana
or mine na say abedu a point asabi o team kra hu left from right. And Captain, the other side, the number of Ghanaian youth exited the shores of Ghana. No, na me catch us. I say, "Yeah, I'm crying." Not to so we kwa brochure when ya German. Hey, a brochure near Boga or Bapo. Ya Jane say the Niji ne we a ho prepare na ko a brochure. Masana a yansempi and a pama mamfo from Mukrum. Ninyina has to do with bread and butter issues. Oh. Ninyina has to do with hope for the future. A man for a secure not only for themselves but for their kids. I've spoken to a lot of Ghanaians, retirees living in the US, UK. Mraso. So where they are supposed to come home. But question will be so more has to do with issues of healthcare. Or na sitting send the because conditions now are minor. And ya dear condition. I bet you one brabo way. So what is a man for a casa? And ya kasa no be pet. Namum, we are all hoping, say, you bet me building the very foundations of this country. Said and chroma SEM vision, you know. Now you bet me nyada Ghana. Na see nyada Ghana na. I'm very sure, say, yenina yemre. Because I will go back to 1957. Abra Ghana nya independence. Now we had the hope and they will chroma say and chroma take off. The kind of industrialization drive our shas here. Foundations are not only at the time na ye say a bajimu mere. Yes, in say new house amre no. But then Chroma saw the wisdom say me kwaji asase funtam akusi the whole industrial city like Tema. Oye motorway the can. I'm told that by the time I Ghana ye motorway no, not even London in the motorway. So you can imagine the idea. And in such a way say usiswa unjina wo baabia until you arrive at the industrial city Tema. You drive back home. That was the idea. Emma companies in as for the companies are kesiye Emma na buy. But Captain, go back to Tema today. What is supposed to be an industrial city is today a residential area. Our politicians are killing one another for a plot of land. So you will be so the vision we are trashing. Then you come to major companies and we are Osha say Okroma. Now no me share video bi on YouTube. Now I me say 1960 na Ghana shisha car e Okroma say. 1960 near Shesha cars, buses akese e wo kroma say. So 60-70 years after, not just say yakwa China and yakwa krasa anima, we don't have those things. Now you should know that we have failed. Last time now we talk about tie factory and kroma city, shoe factory, sugar factory. Then I say for you see the economy be a nice one has to do with the basic things like this import. So with me a produce near ma ube here so that won't fall sick and carbon and then the more minor. A change with destiny. And the yen nyansa cry yet ha yempese yebaya dibiano to any nafako China. Na China one of the richest country and sana Simon Kusnet or any GDP as a metric they measure economy abano. Now he says a later no apply no. Or who said China one of the richest countries in the world. But 50 years after China degenerated one of the poorest countries near compared to your friends Sub-Saharan African countries. Then the whole thing changed. Because China realizes, I have the numbers more than US, more than UK. So why can't I leverage my numbers for economic takeoff? Then they decided to do industrialization way. And China shall see produce near Mabia and Unkro for here. Because your phone na America for your phone. Na Obia Chromni air tobacco. China for Benjamin Pado to America because they are over 1.3 billion and over. Right. America are around 300 something million. So why na Benya? That is a strategy. And the idea be who say, yeah, no America said be boy ya kura na China yet an inferior one. No, they are bad now a ton when Yenisika Sakon and Nimama. They've been able to leverage their number and the China industrial hub. Many of the Nema ye use no high when it comes to electronic gadgets and as what tete no growing up no. Now most of them every Japan ever by China taking the market. And even phone krano why won't be into iPhone no Huawei ni Oppo no wine I take the center stage. I ne omotimia turning the country around. Enti asomanya fortunately for us Captain we Nema ye won nyina na me say China ni half. When it comes to natural resources, human resources, they don't even have it.
They don't.
But how are they able to position themselves to? Na ye to me ye nya na ya fra bro for kumumra ye nya gold o mo me fa nko mutu amoma yembi. Ye nya oil mo me fa nko mutu amoma yembi. I say ye nim nyansa e na ye te ha, but da bia ye te radio so e na ye politics and consistently no or minor sink it to a point. Da bia me can say we another country like China. Yes, ye cedi adivalu na yesu, ye cedi adivalu na yesu. Omona transia will say, okay, dollar ni a stable currency. There is no way you can compete against the dollar. So your strategy is say, yam produce ye nema, so that we don't need dollar to go and import. Even ya kran, yam koso na yen devalue yesikano. Sebe ya foreign goods, abaya disincentive for average Chinese person to go and buy foreign goods. Because what China, you can't buy iPhone unless you're super rich. So that money you need a phone, so you buy from Huawei. It's a strategy, and then China is the second most, your friend is saying, biggest economy in the world. I now we rub shoulder with the US. You buy a chrome here. The promises and the many things may take you back to 2016. Abana John Mahama, president, now in Samana, President Akufo Addo, and non-political fringes. Major one has to do with Bosnia, your boy. John Mahama was borrowing recklessly or bound for Indians, but na Ghana ni say John Mahama Bosnia no boy no ubehu Legon hospital wasibi interchange ya na wa say hospitals akese rich hospital na ye mpatadan wa okobe because me Legon na me ko hokwa ye fa dey say clinicals na ye mpatadan na esi wo. If you go to read today you see say one of the modern facilities are yenya state of the art. Uko Kumasi a ukoye documentary about the medical village yesi Kumasi at Afari. Yet the program say na deputy minister Fred Oma assurance say oh in the next 3 months no Afari be ya adwuma till date Afari enya adwuma. Enti Busia na ye board that time no at least obetimi abobo 1 2 3 or the about the captain. Ya bobo sinya ba ma man no niema twa ye ho hia say there is nothing a obetimi ato wani dia hwe enra na me ka kire obi say ade be mpa na ya wo kroma say Ghana be kwakobon kwase abosia na e ka me ne yen na be kwako gina China ni anim apa na chew so wo he China ni na he be na ni tuatua na be na ni wo na Ghana ni e gina China ni anim pa na chew so omfa ne kanche na hwa awere ho a eye. Then other institutions in Nasefo nom yaguye nimase akire wiase obi asesabi when it comes to abrabobɔ ne aya na yebo enti bosia yebo na bonte na yaka amena kosuri we Ghana ni no to ani hwe kroma you will expect ya ubehu ne makese abran babunu wie at school onya adwuma ye nnwuma ho economy ni ukoye sika na yakobo bosia na diaba but uto ani hwe kroma there is no trace how betime hu se sa sika na die we na de ye in the last time America opa yankofa Ken Ofori Atta megina ha na yamfa aba ni nachi na yamisa na say Kwaku wabobosia Eurobond nkwa o raise over 13 billion debt ni na sefo no a wo de buy so to a point ene yaka cry ntimi ntua unti wo de yesrewo bosia na wo je ye ade a wo de ye kire na Ghana fo akoma ntom yem captain wan hwe ya wo de ahomte ba bu na kuno because onyanya nsade bia nka nkirewo bosia na mo boy na ya sika na gu enti nsam we na amanfo sorry radio so na omo ka amanfo free say oh boys aba no ye den mrantia no ye di media for no the reality is a first no and na we control the traditional media not anymore. Politics has always been the politics of narrative for Akufo Addo people we say Ghana for enim nyansa enti no ye benya few guys in fancy suit our more traditional media na ya spill garbage to people convincing people so yeah bibi but the fact check and the realities now there. Captain Smart waiting to say we video the akoba bia see here adwuma akwa as to whether it is true or not. You come and report. And then those armchair journalism where old people sit in a chair and I may adwuma 20 years in here and a year then impact ben what make our society. And kaiti kroma ya beda sorry nanka yenya keta pot to be a signboard. You will see you and a for over 3-4 years in here. There is absolutely nothing there. Nasa among for a can same way no bit in general abana your time. Me time abaya jedi. Akufo Addo to president the Ebian ko ya me papa nka mani baje. For 100% papa be president. But it's not about being president. It is not about say when you It is about say 2 million at the mouth, no papa. Nyansa dear Ben, what dear ye, why leave legacy, beja a man for. Because we see, so we are watching say Sika, Dibia, we are saying, I wouldn't nyansa. Because from my background, so what Jane says Sika is everything in life, I wouldn't nyansa. Because from the background where I'm coming from, I've been at the hospital. I've been with people, and people move. At the point of their death, they had everything in life. Oh, Senke Sikam Kwan Yadeji or Monkwa captain, they could have doubled the pay and come back to life. But at that point, you know, Unu Binum Kasanu Tien some more catching, and if they had opportunity to come back, Massa, Ebia Krababi Sika will be a pan come for her, they could have perceived a different life altogether. So you must be a fool to sit somewhere and say, Media Meba by Minumanyami, you are a fool because life isn't about money. Captain T. Abra. Your first Kwame Nkrumah ofra bruchira oba no or the portmanteau ne buy you because the guy came frustrated because I'm told he wrote his law exams in the UK, he couldn't pass 1, couldn't pass 2, and out of frustration he was shipped in, he came fully decided to work oba no he did not pursue well to Nkrumah ene say a president ba ko a obedi Ghana konwa na ahia na he's one of them. Oni estate oni a dan o East Legon. Only a dime war he fine estate, but the legacy of Kwame Nkrumah is transcended beyond generation and never do call Addis Ababa ne. Kwame Nkrumah state you esi ho. I didn't tell you say oh Africa had done with no can question state you infancy Addis Ababa. Political textbook be Africa be no be ma. Kwame Nkrumah din wo. Every single thing about politics, leadership, governance, Kwame Nkrumah is there. But any real estate and how much dollars he had in his account. It is not how much way, it is the impact and the legacy that he left in his wake. I'm told it's a one African country, or more currency, or more Kwame Nkrumah that's so Guinea. And about the saying, Guinea. So Kwame Nkrumah in Guinea. So Echesa Brabon Winyana Bonia, people remember you. So we do not need President Akufo Addo. Emmanuel Kwesi statue, Kwesi baby, Nwan Kopaho. We don't need to do that. Oba Brapaha, a man for best statue, even a bra. Na amanfo akayo cause yatiha and I see a ped the African millennium man Kwame Nkrumah wu over years ago but he won. Yabisa Mandela the new journalist no mo ba omunim match about Kwame Nkrumah went to Madiba the Kobisa and say now what ya na Kwame Nkrumah bi e wu da so wa we ni ade we na so wuni nipa meto aba no ma no because ono ankasa kura enim say otoma Kwame Nkrumah because of the impact and the legacy that he left. So we obi a we nyansani na say wo we are conversant with some of these issues. Your more leadership position, but it is about the impact you make. Radio we are to see. It's not about scanning as a forecast and as a driver, but it's about the impact you are making on the people. The number of people who have their troubles and they can look up to you because you are a revolving point. That is all that leadership is about. By Hano. It is about pursuing certain narrow agenda priorities in the forum. So we don't even care when I find the number because me kai pass Abra Obama by American president or they couldn't we now the economy was a bit tumbling near man Saddam Kuye. Joe Biden has always been an ideal president in the shadow. At the time Joe Biden Obama econo the possible candidate to replace him Joe Biden. But you know what they did? They look at the economy, the terrain. Waba umraso uhafuna mamfo nema nkoye ntino just sit aside. Joe, don't come. Mama Hilary Emra Sabaya mamfo may attribute you to my failures. Enti mama no buy no it was a different ball game altogether because no their cause no in as much as oil democrat ni no oni bibi exactly that is showing respect to for the people. By high so Akufo Addo presidency what so in the last 8 years, Captain. Makacha said the whole presidency was premised on fraud. Oh yes, because Akufo Addo himself is a fraud theory. Yes. Oh, he's a fraud theory. A concept you can study in the universities and then as for Akufo Addo is a fraud theory. Oh, how? Captain, this is a man. What is it? What do you need? He's a fraud theory, Captain. What is Akufo Addo president? How many years in here? Mena ya woman. This is a guy who has been shouted in the your friend saying political fringes for many years. Say our president Eddie. Fortunately enough, the president amount said D. The maiden edition. Okoria speeches about 4 American president okay kabom no begina ho. Kind and nkete kura o. Ahoden ne kon hu ntini go and look at the video. Be citizen as for among 4 speech no kabom. So in the first place, President now Obana who made in addition was seeing the problems, the challenges of the people. Ufru wakumum e kasachi robono. Onye na kumum no free or a man for speech no ku no kambom because personally he didn't have any vision. That is the fraud beginning or the fraud theory. Come my culture say Sadia no ya fan who di no Joe Biden, current president of America, or yebi one fan who in 1988 when he launched his campaign. Joe Biden in 1998, he was too young. A man for say, he cannot be president. But now they are saying that he's too old. This is what happened. All launching a campaign, platforms, so now all kasa, and now okofa obiasama waka, one tribute to that person. Then they accused him of your friends are textual infidelity, plagiarism.
That's right.
For that matter, no, he had to resign from his entire presidential whatever. And the man, the caucus be replaced now only George Bush papa. A call contest at George Bush papa and the winning yeah. Emma Joe Biden cotton and chain the political career crown almost away because a Obama and a Baba revival no. That is the crime. Akufo Addo got away with on his maiden day. Abroko speech till date. Even the decency to apologize to Ghana and say, oh, I'm sorry because of the first now uncrophobia no control media no. And now with the click of the button, you can just go to the internet, Google, and then all of a sudden the videos were all over. But Akufo Addo till date couldn't apologize to Ghanaians. Then he promised Ghanaians another fraud theory. Meba, I will protect the public purse. Captain, the public purse no real. Public purse na yira. Yes, he's only protecting no ayira.
Purse na kasa na
ayira. Because it has been chrono upon chrono upon chrono. Because you see, in modern governance, there is a reason why you don't family members. Because you see, as a president, you need to have a willpower. The willpower to crack on people ever go wrong. The very moment you ship in your family members into the fray, you lose one thing. That is the willpower to crack. Because your family member, when they mess up, you cannot do anything with them. That is the genesis of Ben Ali's. Your first and four. Tunisia. I give rise to this. Your friend is saying Arab Spring course, no, because ne fear for ne yere nua ne yere wafasia military generals no so mo di gum na ni ba mo ho so no na oman na atetia pansam and the very moment abon Ken Ofori Atta bam old baby mama bam ne yere dada bam ne nua ba nie no wafasia nie no eno ebe choki aban to the stand say obi afri say oh amamuo na nya amamuo biem ya ofa na bie akurase pharmacy bi na wasesa ya gum say sabi ya nton nema. And Captain, just imagine, offer be pharmacy shop or grass and not what them. At the end of your top and this can be top out fan too. Because often to me no hey.
Oh yeah,
Opamia, because offer say bad idea, a bush and for Babeka. That is exactly what is playing out. So, men not here, you who's a governance in their person. To them, a village supermarket and offer being was so mogum no more tongue. They are sales boys. Oh, yes, and no more tondi. Nanya ton or more tondi. Near money a ton di. So, better take stock, say, Sabi. Near man say Koya and I say enquire make profit and I say make profit no captain whatever house no na store na gu and the Ghana store no agu enunti na ene e ka many yan to the stand say the China foka he your bilateral creditors yentimi nti omoka wo because we have to beg China to forgive us. Paris Club your first saying other international way I do omoka and the big one among them has to do with the commercial space Eurobond. Captain William said, so why investment kakra? You know very well, say, among all the investment portfolios, the most secured, your stock, your friends say bond, and your stock. Because stock, you know, bet me down sorry, I never change, no fluctuations in as if for Usika, you know, Owusu. I bet me a bar no D amount. But when it come to your friend saying bonds, they are a secured coupon rate given to you, maturation date only, and I will change, say, a swa or Kwaku Annan. And that for the first time in the history of this country, Captain. Ghana for Mudo Musica Koto bond and Omusika come.
Debbie Mekao.
Exactly. Makia Branksing.
See, Sika be the top bond man me back for. Me the 2J for your 2 din. The Ato for the buyer, me the Koto bond man J. Kufa Kola Ketwa.
Yes.
I was stand chat account.
But that is supposed to be the most secured investment Albania. And
Abaya for Kufa Kola Ketwa.
Yes. And then President Akufo Addo Reckless and say, President Akufo Addo Reckless and say, oh Ghana for Munsi Abotere. Yen share the burden. what is our president the cancer as a citizen you calm down because minim so South Korea there was a time aban no dey car to a pointer na ontimi nya no ho hwe citizens ehun say aban wadwen papa woni tim enye ne pe na oye na say be car ba enti ye ya nkasa ye be sunlight captain read about it so for sunlight do mo ankasa we no gold wa no akofa we wo diamond we osika sunlight omo mo ring ye gold e de koma aban say on ton no fa kotua ne ka and the chelsea abanya or getting nipa ho nipa so dwene ne ho that is what you do but this is a government that or catch us a title belt president ru ni belt na wata no the belt no hosu kra o mobi na fukatu no no didi me na pensioners asabi omota maso se omosaka omusika ene kroma sa wote hospital bonzo obi di 60 years 70 years 80 years a captain because of environment the conditions aye wo minti no aye medication upon a cocktail of medication also you can't exit who exit ya obewu enye anti-hypertensive na ye anti-diabetic enye diabetic several conditions because at that age you know what comes with it man for say investment in omodo musika captain the number of mpanimfo mo ewo kroma na no kama pharmaceutical papa no fiko for bia no say what in the audio no anche wawu okọ senchi beach resort kase na ewo ho na mahama na amanfo kwotena akwaye we bi some time ago no papa no wawu all because of this same investment amanfo kwaye omo abinding in sato musika so enti citizens are being forced to sacrifice but the question is government are you ready so what to when you hear the other side state institutions are would mind sika di nkrasesem and at the end of the day no aban na bunani agu so asif se hwe nko so and so we TV a Bank of Ghana say launch new building this is a banker or say papa kwasindium around the bank aboka we ato Asian around the bank aboka enti yengu omo bank ema individuals o musika o bank ni nyina yengu no captain Bank of Ghana aboka over 60 billion Ghana cedis unprecedented in the history of this country. Ene omusi building besin ne adesin to me the edge or to me explaining anything to anybody because at some point in time aban no call at abonte so kobo say ya pam on say challenge na mo free say ye nkrase for sika na mo je no book na makuki no we can't give you any money. They came back and fall on Bank of Ghana say printing sika na for my so the guy turned Bank of Ghana into a printing press. And that's already no pa. Yes, so mun kofi. Ya da ho na ya print cash good system num. Ya ni buy ho so no. Na inflation do 60% and over. O mine no adidia pansam adibia enyeye because production e low, more currency floating in the system. And then na we dey be economy na tetia pansam e na ya de te ho. So saa niema we nyina se cash for seat or the presidency. Common investigation into that particular matter till date we don't know because NDC came out with their report, MPP came out with their report. Another day we couldn't even adopt any. So that particular investigation, a waste. Now no yet here man for who dollars upon dollars OCC led apart them. We listen to whole sort of foolish and nonsense your friend saying explanation as to why she had that particular money.
Oh yeah, somebody.
And somebody I'm catch confirm not you could inya san somebody. Captain, anti san money in number same course. So now you free said the state will commit state resources to investigate some of these things. But in the end, what happened? The matter has been killed. Special prosecutor lamenti. At some point, you can't some say and say or na kill matter. He had to come. Say Tale, minyan kele matter via many drew points that I felt some money laundering and a new intimidate Yoko. Say Yoko investigating. Tiwaji case and not sure letter come out. Attorney General say, when about me then you're talking baby. And then the woman killed the matter. And Tiwani ya kwasi ni state yo. And ya kwasi Yoko animu. Say on a hey, we are jokers. Now I say when government changes some of these even that very night, they should petition the government to destroy all these things.
The way you petition government. Reverse now the
baby. People understand what I'm saying.
Let me say we no answer to create a reverse na ebuno.
Alaska, hey, Captain. Me say people will understand what I mean because some of this nonsense we cannot sit here and tolerate some of these things because at the time I Ghana for here near ma say be manipa abrabo asesa bread and butter issue. Yet to kroma na yakofa amrant here NAPCO stop gap measure till date a voice in it here. So you see say yetiana say kase ye chronic issues na obeka mama fa conclude say aden papa na mom penasem why will anybody on his right senses say I hate my president? It's not possible. We don't do that politics. Oh, we are not anti-government, even say activists and whatever. We just want the right thing to be done because I just want Ghana to be a just society where say a branch here sorry or ni so kofa phone ko free bi ansa na wadidi oba sorry anya say oton ne hu cheap the ma baby ansa na wadidi but the same kokkrafo na who are supposed to lay proper foundation, you know, omo say sa because what this 60 years na yase ama the ministerial position, you know, or couple land na akofa akra wadi 23 years or any PA
o say
me say akokra na to lay proper foundation, you know, yaman the post, you know, o to kan akopol land na afa abayo wadi 23 years or any PA. So you see, there is no motivation. Captain, there is no motivation. Say onye bibi to fix the problems. But economy biya be jina we are young people. Let them have access to capital. Because Captain, obi already 20 years, obi already 30 years. Onye sika, they risk, they invest. Obi already 60 years, 50 years. When they get the money, they wait for the returns to take care of their life because we're seeing war crimes. So it is that everywhere. It's the reason why America adopted a policy to get a lot of people in because they are aging. Because we are younger, who Falaria yofe, who iPhone 6 yofe, who iPhone 16 yofe, who yofe. But we are already 16 years, or iPhone 15 years. What I say? So those people don't grow economy. But the young people who are supposed to transact, do things to get these things, buy mortgage, and we are already 60 years on top mortgage. And the economy was still dead. So you need young people. Say you need answer. Me say ke be pia capital. They say young people in some ukroma say because they are the very people who are ready to experiment. But these old people are the very people then they channel everything into real estate because that is the new deal. Yeah, the wash sika e ukroma say because so we sika no the koto bank. If say we sika no he na me nyana me the koto nchensee the koto cement e de kosi dan koto asase say emfa channel be no say dan ni si ho. Then then I set bank account. Then when you buy the land, then the money comes. Then it means that a genuine money from the sales of that building. But when you got the money to build that, nobody ask. And they don't know to chrome her. If you were US crown now, make you transfer scanner because it's genuine because a real estate car. That is how people wash money. At the end of the day, you know, money is supposed to go to young people to do business and as for no, that money is not there. And then back to the main Akufo Addo story and then as for Captain.
Fraud theory.
Akufo Addo is a fraud. They were tremble, and I know I'm a catcher say all corner was sell mine we no, and I can find the Chinese version and all the neighbors on my metan your friends Ghana for so because you see there is nothing Akufo Addo Bawumia and your part because Bawumia and Anna 2016 only did the lectures everything. Your friends say chastising, bastardizing, insulting, and whole lot of stuff. Giving theories and as for say, oh, dollar rate, CD rate, ya borrow do don't as for no Twitter, it is all over. Then he comes over. Then Ghana economy, no, I experiences shocks in the history of this country. A been see that. Because this is the first time. A coming a year to a point, a Yakwa declares a challenge we can pay. This is the first time you default on a debt. This is the first time yeah, into me, we have inflation numbers and as for to the extent that even Nipa we Ghana for Mudu Musika Wa by Bosiano. So this is the narrative. You don't hear Bawumia anywhere talking about the economy. No, say, oh yeah, IT, your friend says specialist. Creating an impression on the internet by Ghana. But we be say, your friend is saying digital infrastructure ben or Leo Chroma. He will not be able to tell you anything because all the infrastructures were laid and over. But because all proud in Hunintino, he's making look like, but the core responsibility is the economy. And the economy not to tear Pansama say all that they have to do is to go around the country and apologize to Ghanaians. That is all that Bawumia and Akufo Addo from one ahemfie to another, from one town hall to another, apologizing to Ghanaians for investing faith, trust and confidence in them. And the Omodema return, a broken heart, a distraction, the fact that the economy will take years to recover. This is the reality. So we need decency. Now we begin to have a catch Ghana for say, young to Abamau, when you know, say, Vice President now, you are not just a pushover, you are not a sissy, but rather, we are a partner to whatever that has happened. Now, so Ghana for Abamau. Now, the question is, based on what? and a Ghana for because you see the whole essence of presidency, you know, basic thing has to do with trust. Can I trust Captain Smart? Answer idea Juma we ever no. And yes, Okasa and as any party. One thing, are you reliable? Can you do the job? Say you hear what beba or time so beba. Because you can be the best, but every time near Casabraha 1 o'clock. Ubedra na about 3. What I say? So trust is key. So my question is, can Ghanaians trust Bawumia when it comes to some of these things? Because the track record are there to tell. You are part of this whole messy economy that we are in now. So Senka Ghana is a serious country, now is serious. Do you think Senka Bawumia the courage to come and say, Yanto Abamana? Then Uncle Fanny Pakain Sankan was Sanka Napo. Captain, Obada so Vice President in Napo. Or Kasa boom boom boom. I say I'm crying in the Senate team. Yes. I don't win him no. Asante boom 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 boom. I say Sabi. Yeah, the battery now good mu cut off. Asante boom 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 sir. How many times I don't make it public utterances sir? Yama bonti me patch. How many times? Because as a leader, when you should be measured in your utterances and as a forum. The most important day in his life. The political career has to do with the unveiling as a vice president. That's the biggest political stage ever in his life. What did he do?
He messed up.
The guy used the day to create the biggest scandal in our political history by going off on Nkrumah. So I know the day, what he did, no, people didn't even talk about it, but they were talking about this. And it has been that upon that. Oh, no, education minister, okay, say, diploma teachers are born.
Training college, you know.
Yes, and there are several instances. What then the watch say when it comes to leadership and so forth, he's nowhere close. Because you see, you can have a bad president, but you can have a deputy president that will complement it for the shortfalls. Because the whole essence of vice president and so forth is to get somebody to fill in your shortfalls for you so that you complement and become a whole. Because in Nkrumah time now there was nothing like
the vice president.
Exactly.
So vice president
Exactly. So or complement but captain, me more problems, economic problems. Ghana for trust me. Na me po obi amana ba patena me. Na Akufo obi asabi on the ne reputation as for share gatam na wo ne ya hwe ya. Then it means nipa na oba bedi oboso no, you have no respect for them. It's the reason why na no hininto no MPP ni MPP former general secretary catch you say Ghana for tenase santo abama Akufo Addo but then a chance they will never respect the people of this country because Jenia Ghana formed in recent times baby I na nam na baby e ba bedru enne na se ye koso to abama MPP aban bi ma a chance yankasa ye nim nyansa is the reason why I first remember radio so catch you say wherever in the world that who sustain bad governance you know. Nobody is a victim. Nobody is innocent. We are all sponsors and accomplices. Because you contribute to giving oxygen of publicity to what is happening. And we also have the same thing to stop this nonsense. Sometimes it's not about where you stand or where you belong to. U.S. elections hereby I teach a man for a lot of lessons.
Oh yeah, sure.
Donald Trump no be dissociating from him.
Maybe they are supporting.
Yes, and I say no they were winning. And your friend is saying all the liberal medias in the U.S. now were bastardizing, insulting, and so forth. But when it comes to the core issues, you know, the issue is that America cannot afford to have a weak president because you are the leader of the free world. You can't have a weak president leading America. Umanya no can we be stage so otim the 3 minutes asare ansa na can dia
Hey Kamala.
Yes, do you think people will take you serious when you are going to sit on the round table with the Talibans and the Houthis and wait to have a discussion to your friends say get global peace, you know, you think they take you serious. So you see, leadership, not trust a man for wo is everything. But that is what we don't have. But enam say political class no emu no need respect for us. And they think that they can buy a man for conscience and then as for you know they can just do anything and get away with it. But man, I look back. Now me share politics. Captain, you've been around for quite a while. So utu when you back to 2000 and Kufueba. Utu when you here 2004. Your friend saying 2012. Then as for Yaba Biduro higher. You should and you know very well say politics are changing. There has been a lot of changes. And never be agree. We've taken a radical turn. Young people are taking the center stage. You cannot fool them anymore. Because it's so easy to access information. Now me catch that KSM say no young person consumes information and sit idle. When you consume information, it's a one mensa. When you're dying overboard, then the reaction will come. Who consume information? you will act on the information because you become critical. You begin to ask questions. You want to know why you did this. Yes, many captains, madam for no. Yes, why you say? I want to know why you did that. I'll question you. You understand? The mere fact that you're doesn't mean say, oh, no. That era is long gone. That is water. The old class cannot wrap their head around where we are today. Seeing young people asking all the relevant questions. But I'm saying, say, Captain, we are Ghana near. Obi Antanya Akufo Addo, Obi Antanya.
Oh no.
But me say. Time has come for them to exit. We need to vote them out. That is the only way. Because you see, if you look at the many crimes these people have committed against this country, to the extent that their own people have deserted them, not because we need answer. For you, Captain Smith, for instance, you've been an MPP person, for instance. Say, say it's all about money. Say, Pesika.
Hey.
The only time you can make money is this time.
Come here, rich, papa.
So it's not about money. So it's not about money. Then what? So it is about your conviction, sitting down, realizing, say, this is not what we bargained for. This is not what I fought for. This is not what I who sent Sabeka and Alan Kyeremanteng of all people said, why is it a party? MPP or Hininto Hassana. No. This is not the
Paula
Fokoko. Yes. So you see, we need to be
Hilda Addo, former Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry.
Yes. So politics, and I'm saying it is about conviction based. Ideologies are there, but it is about the person doing right or wrong. That is why sometimes I disagree with Ghanaians. Just a Ghana baby, just a third force. But I'm saying you are just jokers. You see, when you have a problem, you don't run away from the problem. We can still have two political parties. Hold them accountable. Say you vote the person out.
Sure.
What I say? Say you two abana Mahamadu president or China. Or say Odin Semuna. The only thing you do is to vote him out. Because once you met radio, so Abra president didn't say then you support him. It's not possible. So when we begin to do this, we will be able to put them on their shoes. In America, for instance, a two-party has been in existence. But look at the rate at which they are changing them. Donald Trump people felt say they voted against him. Papa way by. Also border no be biatum na say be more dama or manya wetin we be border gumna man for cross the biasa. And then how do we ensure the security of that country? So at the end of the day, the people voted against him and then they bring in a new leader. So at the end of the day, so what's your Konwiano so captain? Obey careful. That is all that matters. And over careful. And at this point, ye ni na me ya ni and I me ya santini and I idea wo to me onya aboa we nipa. Let your conviction speak for you. Time so say you better answer beside all the questions. Aban no dey na manya film. What is the interest? What is the future like? How do we make sure say you betimi e dey o man na si ba bi asabi? O man no da ache be ye. The Ghanaian dream na ye ka ho asem no. How are we going to achieve that? These are the relevant questions that we need to change. But me say at this point, these people have crossed their Rubicon. We need to vote them out. The only reason we are voting them out, and they say, you better me hold you accountable for the many crimes. Oh, my committee. Now, yes, I say, because every day, we say you. If we are unable to hold them accountable, then
you waiting for winning and some year. Ivan Che innocent edit to our bro and some baby so I want to be money the president and other than Kwaku Addo and a year Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia. Now Ivan and some do an hour and Atuja. Mikhail says so when you subscribe to channel area, but more than say or best subscribe. Now feel so like it and share as I had here latest and hot news and qua Aremeyaw bro. Also bet me otchere wadwen afaye and some way jira ho e comment box ni mu mobete minkabio in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.